Tonight on CTV, Larimer County instituted a new mask mandate just in time to keep people safe from COVID and warm from the upcoming drop in temperatures.
Then, chicken eggs are being used for a lot more than just breakfast, and see how CSU and Fort Collins are celebrating the fall season.
All that and more starting right now on CTV Channel 11. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ren Wadsworth.
And I'm Robbie Patla. We have breaking news to give to you tonight. At 8:30 last night, Fort Collins police received a report of a window peeper and gunshots. According to the report, the man was seen crouching in a tree peering into windows. When confronted, the young man fled on a dark blue bike and fired shots at the group that confronted him. No one was injured and there was only minor property damage. The man is described as a medium to heavy-set Hispanic man, about 18 to 24. He wore all black and had a mustache. If you know anything about this case, you can call 970-416-2026.
Police are investigating a car crash that occurred on East Harmony Road on Friday that left one pedestrian dead. According to the Fort Collins Police Department, the man was struck by a Jeep Wrangler heading west. Shortly after being transported to the hospital, he was pronounced deceased. At this time, police do not suspect the driver of the Jeep was influenced by alcohol. However, they are still working to determine whether or not the man was intoxicated.
While the pandemic surely is not easy on local health professionals, a new at-home care model has provided an easier way for hospital patients to be treated. Founder of the Northern Colorado Hospitalists, Dr. Christine Lum-Lung, started Origin Healthcare, which brings the hospital to your home. Doctors, nurses, and other health experts now have the capability to safely treat patients at home. The new model of care puts less strain on hospital capacity, which has seen difficulties housing new patients because of the increase in COVID cases. Hospital operations that this model can satisfy include x-rays, blood work, and infusions. Lung says the system minimizes complications and allows patients to feel more secure around loved ones.
While the pandemic may feel like it's finally coming to an end, a large spike in coronavirus cases in Colorado made Governor Jared Polis enforce a new mask mandate in the state. Just when it seemed businesses in Old Town started to relax their COVID policy, a state mandate is asking Coloradoans to mask up again. The decision was made by Governor Jared Polis as Colorado, along with other states, saw an increase in cases. Additionally, statistics from last year showed a higher spike in cases during October across the United States. The mandate is making an attempt to curb that spike again this year. But how are students at Colorado State University taking the news of the returning masks?
I've been wearing masks all year, and I think it makes people feel more comfortable around me if I have a mask on, even if I cough or sniffles.
I'm in between kind of, just because obviously I want the world to open back up and people to see each other's faces and everything, but at the same time it is important. It's getting colder out, and I feel like to be able to make sure that in-person classes are still a thing over the winter, it's important to have it.
For Rams, it's business as usual since students have been wearing masks indoors since the start of the semester. While most at CSU won't see a change in their lives with the new mask mandate, it could potentially lead to a loss of business in the shops of Fort Collins Old Town. The decision to mandate masks in Colorado follows a string of other states' governors giving similar orders in an attempt to keep growing COVID cases low throughout the U.S.
Most people may not think of chickens as more than a tasty snack. They are actually helpful in the process of researching disease. Assistant professor in CSU's Department of Biomedical Sciences, Dr. Angela Bosco-Loth, is leading a project studying eggs from these backyard animals to learn about the transmission of the West Nile virus. According to Source CSU, this project aims to inform policy management and mitigate the virus in northern Colorado, which has seen the highest amount of cases in years. One of their tests involves removing yolks from the whites of an egg. Bosco-Loth and third-year Doctor of Veterinary Medicine student Melissa Cormick would separate the yolk, which includes antibodies, let it sit overnight, and the next day mix in West Nile samples. After this process was complete, only 7 out of 100 eggs were confirmed West Nile exposures. Bosco-Loth says next year they'll collect more eggs to try to help pinpoint high-risk areas of the virus.
While temperatures in Fort Collins have been in the upper range the past week, officials believe the warm weather won't last for much longer. The National Weather Service predicts cold gusts to hit Colorado from the northeast, giving Fort Collins and other cities along the Front Range a chance to see the first measurable snowfall of the season. The Colorado Climate Center adds that this is right on track for when the state has seen their first frost in the past. It's also recommended at this time of the year by the National Weather Service to drain or blow out your sprinkler systems and to protect any outdoor vegetables, as lows dip under 30 degrees. You know, I'm certainly not ready for the cold, and I'm definitely going to have to bundle up in my basement house.
Yeah, me neither. If vegetables cannot withstand 30-degree temperatures, I certainly won't be able to, so I'm not looking forward to that at all.
Well, whether you're ready for the changing weather or not, Colorado is in for a cold spell next week. Michelle, what can Rams expect in store for the first freeze next week?
Well, Ren, it is definitely going to be chilly this week as those cold fronts come in. We're definitely going to feel that fall weather. But stay tuned after the break where I give you more on the weather.
Welcome back from the break, Rams. Pitkin Street will be closed on October 23rd. The closure will start at Meridian Avenue and stretch to Shield Street. And while the road will be restricted from bicycle and vehicular use, sidewalks will remain open. Parking lots 215 and 230 will have access only from Hughes Ways, and lots 220 and 240 will have station flaggers allowing limited access and entries into the lots. While Rams may not be in school this Saturday the 23rd, if you plan to be on campus, you may need to seek alternative routes.
Colorado State University celebrates a new law that grants in-state tuition for Native American students. This law was finalized after Governor Jared Polis signed Bill 29, which offers in-state tuition for tribes with historical ties to Colorado. Director of CSU's Native American Cultural Center, Ty Smith, says, quote, "We really welcomed the bill. It enhances our ability to further support our students, and it really complements the existing support we offer to reduce the financial burden for students." This new law adds to the Native American Legacy Award, which has been a part of the CSU system for over a decade. Smith says he is very proud and supportive of what happened and is glad the state is finally recognizing the financial aid issues the Native American students face. This law announcement comes right before Native American Heritage Month, which starts in November. Stay tuned next week where I will be giving you a rundown on what to expect for that month.
The friendly competitive tradition of cans around the Oval is starting up again this year. The 35-year-old event is designed to create awareness about food insecurity in the Colorado State University and Fort Collins community. This year's goal is to raise $40,000 and 20,000 pounds of food to donate to the Larimer County Food Bank. Food items can be brought to the celebration held on Colorado State University's Oval on October 20th. Items can also be dropped off at the Slice office located in the Laurie Student Center, and monetary donations are accepted at cans.colostate.edu.
This year's Rams Read is all about exploring the world of agriculture and its relationship with people of color in the form of the book, The Color of Food. On Friday, October 15th, the Rams Read keynote address was held at the LSC, where students and faculty got to welcome the author of the book, Natasha Bowens. The event started with a welcoming introduction from the Dean of the College of Agricultural Sciences, James Pritchett.
As with the author, when you put your hands in the soil, you're changed, and you feel the living things that are around you. It's that connecting point that's important. But also the importance and the themes of what it means to be underrepresented and to be marginalized.
A reminder of the CSU land acknowledgement got the audience ready for the start of the keynote address given by visiting scholar Natasha Bowens Blair. Her presentation was all about why she decided to start this journey and what she learned while writing The Color of Food.
Opening our eyes and sparking dialogue and building connections, which was the only hope for me for starting this project.
Bowens told the story of many farmers whom she talked to that all had similar stories about oppression in the world of agriculture. These heartbreaking stories led her to speak about what she took away from her journey.
You gotta dig deep into yourself, into your own privilege, and into these stories to gain understanding.
Bowens ended her speech with inspiring words for her listeners about how they can all promote changes and solutions for this ongoing issue.
But I believe that we can start by sharing stories, building relationship with each other, with the lands, building that trust. And I know no better way to do that than over food. Thank you. Thank you.
If you are interested in digging deeper, The Color of Food can be found through the CSU libraries and bookstores. Well, Rams, that's all the news we have for you tonight.
Up next, Brandon Cruz tells us whether or not CSU Athletics is able to continue their win streak from last week. Stay tuned after the break.